Will say last night, to no one's great surprise, everybody was very, very positive about It Takes a Village. Would you have sort of come out of that thinking, okay, this is definitely going to happen, or are you still cautious about how will this pull together, even though everybody wants it?
Yeah, I mean, I was delighted with how last night went. It was so moving to look out from the stage across at the audience and just to see the vast amount of people there from all parts of Greystones and Delgany, so such as the town team, our local councillors, our local TD, Jennifer Whitmore, our local ministers, Minister of Health, Stephen Donnelly, and Minister of Further Education and Justice, then Minister Simon Harris. So it's just a real wow moment. And to see all the principals lined up, all 7 principals plus myself there to support in the night, to see local teachers, SNAs, and most importantly, loads of parents there, and just seeing all of us come together for the sake of the children. That was a real wow moment for me last night.
There's a wonderful feeling that and Stephen Donnelly mentioned the fact that there's 5 million being put into pilot projects that this would fit into. He wants you to meet Mary Butler from the Department of Health. She deals largely with mental health. There's all these signs that this is a go. I mean, it does feel that way to me, but yeah. I do think, these things will take time, and they might, as Stephen Donnelly said, there may be a little bit of trial and error about how they work. But I was certainly came away very, optimistic that this will happen.
Yes, I was very optimistic, and I really focused in on what Minister Simon Harris said about having this in place for September, and that is so important to us as principals, teachers and SNAs in the school. We need this urgently. We need this for September. So to hear that they're going to do everything they can to try and get this in place for September, that was just so encouraging for me and music to my ears. So I really hope that this can be something that we can achieve. And the other thing that came to me, Paul, was just about how this really is a community-led project. Just looking around the community, it's absolutely community-led. And I think that's what's going to be the strength of this initiative, because, 1 or 2 of us can come up with an idea, but it's only going to be effective and it's only going to be strong if everybody is buying into it, and the whole community and all of our schools together and parents. That's what's going to make the difference.
I know that Brezzy, even though he's a pop star, he was actually very articulate and certainly knows this area. But he spoke of, how COVID, everybody sort of felt how COVID, was a big impact on kids especially. And you had that sort of bubble wrap existence where you really didn't have, they didn't have connections with their friends, they weren't at school. So there is, a kind of a stronger need for it now more than ever. I'm guessing, you would have noticed that certainly here in the school, that kids coming back just may have lost out on 2 years of development in their social skills. And
absolutely, children have been at the centre of a lot of change and challenges in the last 2 years, and I think that has really exacerbated things further for children, So I suppose now it's time for us, we see the concerns and we see the anxiety, and we've noted that, and now it's time for us to see what can we do to try and improve things for these children. They're looking to us for answers, and we say that we have the kids at their most formative years here, where they are open and they are wanting to talk to us and they are expressing their anxiety to us. And I suppose now we as a village are listening to that, and we're coming together to try and do our very best for the children and their well-being in this town, and it's something I'm very proud of.
The one thing that struck me when Brezzy mentioned the fact that it's very important to let your kids, express and basically have their emotional moments. So whether it's good or bad or ugly, there's a lot to be learned from just dealing with it there and then, as opposed to, telling them that they can't, say this or can't cry right now. And that seems to sort of, it's much about what the town can do as a community, as much as the individual can kind of hopefully learn ways to help their kid, just become stronger. And it's a little bit of that immune system thing. You need, rather than the bubble wrap, you kind of need to be exposed to a certain amount of emotions just to be able to deal with them later on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's giving each child, the space to be who they are, and who they are is perfect, everybody is unique, and we're embracing that. So if you're having a bad day, it's okay to let somebody else know you're having a bad day, if you're anxious about something. And equally, if you're having a good day, that's important that the children feel they can express that too. So I suppose it's about being real, and giving the children those opportunities to be who they are, and supporting them through, different challenges they may be going through. And it's just looking out for children in the town. I think we're doing that well, and I think after last night I'm sure we're going to even do that better. So yeah, it's exciting times, you know, and I suppose just even the different themes that we're going to have throughout the different months. So for example, September is going to be new beginnings and embracing new beginnings, and getting the children excited about new classes, new teachers, new books, you know, new maybe after schools they're taking up, sports clubs, different things like that. And I suppose, you know, as a community we can embrace that, and there'll be a talk for the parents on, you know, anxiety around change in one of the schools. So it might be St. Patrick's to start it off. So I suppose that will be up to the parents, that they'll all come and they'll do their part and come and hear that talk and hear from an expert. You know, it helps and hints to help their children. So, you know, I think there'll be initiatives like that we need buy-in from everybody. Everybody has a role in this. And just to launch it then in September, we're going to be having the family day, the fun day on the beach, and that's going to be a sandcastle competition.
Yay!
It's going to be good fun. Hopefully it's going to be sunny.
Yeah.
So I think that's just kind of good old-fashioned fun, just family time, and we'll be judging a couple of the sandcastle, you know, and under different silly categories and stuff like that. So it's a bit of fun.
Well, that's the thing, is ultimately this is about having a good time, and that means, you know, I know I won't be giving away anything here, but there's plans for an outdoor movie at the Cove again, and just lots of activities that actually bring people out and just, you know, join hands with the living. Like, just have this feeling that we are a community and we're here for each other. Absolutely. And that as much as a family will have their dynamics and they will work things out, just knowing that the town itself, we are, you know, we've got a lot of history and we are, a lot of us, connected, and the hope is that people will feel that. So looking forward, you would imagine September should be a go, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I really felt positive after last night that September is the time that we're going to be launching this, and we're going to have the play therapist in place. So I think we really need to work hard to make sure we can get that ensured, and getting a plan in action. And yeah, as I say, it's exciting times, and we're very lucky to be living in such a supportive time.
Now, given that you were in the Irish Times and the Irish Independent, you're on Ireland AM, I'm sure East Coast Radio, a bunch of places. How do you feel about being in the running for the Late Late Show? Does it feel like you have our vote? You're in for sure.
I'll leave that for another day. Yeah.